this is what we are learning today, and we are starting from the scratch. All right, so we are going to start from the turban base, then after that we'll make the twisted design, then lastly we are going to make this fabric flower. So welcome to my channel. My name is Onyechi Evangeline Shoma, and I'm so happy, I'm so excited to see you. All right, so if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much for always coming back to watch our videos. Then if you are a new person just seeing this channel for the first time, or you've not subscribed, please do me a favor to subscribe. All right, because we dish out good content in this video. Right, so we're working on the base, and I have the main turban base here. Then this one is going to serve as the band. It's going to have pleated V-shaped band. Then this is going to serve as the handle. All right, so the measurement for this is 26 inches by 14 inches. All right, that is for the base. Then for the band, I have 12 inches by 15 inches. The length is 15 inches. Then same with this, it's in two places because it's going to have V shape. All right, then I have the handle, which measures 7 inches by 12 inches. All right, so I'm going to keep the handle and the base aside and work on these two pleats. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do now is to fold it into two with the right side facing each other. This is the right side of my fabric. This is the right side of my fabric, so I'm going to fold it this way and stitch. So I'm going to my sewing machine to stitch it, and after that I'll repeat the same process here, and I'll get back to you shortly. Right, I'm done stitching it, and I've reviewed the right part, as you can see. All right, so the width have reduced, as you can see, and the length still remains the same. So what I'm going to do now is to start forming my pleats. So the length, your width depends on the number of pleats you have. So I'm going to start pleating now. So this is it. I'm taking it gradually. So I'm going to use my pin to hold it down there. So this is it. This is my first pleat. I'm going to use pin to hold it, and I get back to you. So this is it. I used pin to hold it. I don't know if you can see it. So now I'm going to stitch this pleat together, and I'm going to stitch it in such a way that when I'm stitching, it will still hold down this other side. All right, it will still hold it very well, especially at the back. So let me go ahead off camera and make my stitching. Then after stitching it, I'll get back to you. So this is it. I have sewn on it, as you can see. I don't know if you can see it, and if you watch this other side, the stitches affected it, so that is the way it should be. So after this first pleat, I'm going to go ahead and make another pleat. So I prefer holding it at the center so that when I'm done, I can easily extend it. So I'm making another pleat, and this time around the pleat is going to cover the sewn part of this first one. All right, so I'm holding it down with my pin in order to secure it. So just like we did initially, just like I did initially, this other pleat is going to affect this side. All right, So I'm going to stitch at the lower side of the pleat so that it can hold this one at the back. So I'm going off camera to do that, and after that I'll show you the next step, which is the final pleat. So as you can see, it covered it, look at it, and the pleats are equal. So for the last pleat, I'm going to still fold it the same way I folded the other ones. So if you enjoyed these tutorials, please do give it a thumbs up. If you are just joining us for the first time, please consider subscribing to our channel. Then if you're a returning subscriber, then thank you very much for always stopping by to watch our videos. All right, so much appreciate you. So this is it. I'm going to stitch on it just like I did initially. Then after that, I'm going to repeat the same process on this second fabric. Then after repeating the same process, I go ahead and iron it to make it more flat. And your pleats should be equal. Like I have 4 pleats here, I should maintain that 4 pleats on this other fabric. Alright, so let me go off camera and do that. So after stitching on this one, I'm going to stitch on the other fabric, then I'll come back to you. Alright, just stay tuned while we do this together. Alright, after stitching the 2 of them, this is what I have. So if you have any question, don't hesitate to let me know when it comes to this pleating or anything that concerns the tutorials entirely. All right, feel free to drop your questions in the comment section. So after this, the next thing I'm going to do is to join it together. This is the sewn part of this particular one, and this is also the sewn part of the other one. So the sewn part, the 2 sewn parts are going to be at the back. All right, so I'm going to cross it this way. All right, I'm going to cross it that way, then use pin to secure it. Then I make sure that the first pleat of this one, which is this one, touches the last pleat of this, then I'll also do the same here. The first pleat of this crossing the last pleat of this. All right, so it makes your work very neat entirely. So at the end of the day, when you measure, you should be able to have up to 26 inches because we used length of 30 inches for this project. All right, so let me use pin to hold it down, then measure to make sure that we are on a safe side. So this is it. I'm trying to measure it, and I have about 26 inches. Then if yours is not up to 26 inches, just adjust it here to make sure that the length you have here is equivalent to the turban base, which is the first one we cut out initially. All right, so it measures, I think, 14 inches by 26 inches. All right, so what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to fold it. This is the right side of the fabric, so I'm going to fold it into 2 equal parts and notch. So I'm going to notch it. If your fabric is light, you can double it to make it have a bit of weight. All right, so this is the right side of my fabric. After notching it, this place signifies the center of my fabric, which is going to be the center of this. It's going to align with the center of this band. All right, and this is the center of my band, and I'm going to place it this way and stitch. Look at it. This is the right side of my band, and this is also the right side of my fabric. So the right side of my fabric is going to face the right side of the band. All right, so I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and stitch all the way down. So as I'm stitching, I will ensure that the sewn part is at the outer side, like on the allowance. It will not be visible when worn on the head. All right, so I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and stitch. All right, I'm going to stitch it like that all the way down. So let me do that quickly and I'll show you. All right, so after stitching, this is what I have. So I'm going to cut out the excess fabric that came out here on the band. Look at it. I'm going to cut it off. So be careful not to cut your pleats. All right, so after cutting it out, this is what I have. So let me flip over to the right side so that you will see how it looks. So this is it. At this point, if you have any question, don't hesitate to let me know. So the next thing I'm going to do now is that I'm going to fix the handle on these two sides of the pleats. All right, so let me get my handle and fix. So this is the fabric I cut out for the handle. I'm going to fold it into two with the right side facing each other. All right, so I'm going to stitch it this way, leaving one side open. All right, so I'm going to do the same to the other side. Let me quickly do that and show you. I'm going to stitch up everything, leaving one side open. So after making the handle, I'm going to turn to review the right part. I stitched on the wrong side of the fabric, and here it is. This is the right side of the fabric. So I'm going to join it to the base and let's proceed. All right, so this is it. I'm going to stitch on it like that. Okay, look at it. This place is the fine side. All right, what this place is the sewn part. So the fine part is going to align with this pleat here. Then I stitch. So I'm going to stitch it this way. After stitching it like this, I flip over to the other side and top stitch on it to make it, more thin, rather firm. So I'm going to repeat the same process here. Okay, so there are many ways of attaching the handle to the base. Whichever one that is more convenient for you, just do it. So I'm going to do the same thing here and we'll continue. So I'm done joining the handle and this is how it looks. So at this point, if you are using a material that frays, then you go ahead and weave the edges. Look at what I mean by that. See, it's pulling out. Go ahead and weave it. Then if you don't want to weave it, you can double the material, add lining to it and stitch it inward. Then aside that, you can also use your heat or light to secure it. All right, so this is what I will be doing for this particular project. Just use lighter to secure it. It makes it stay like that for a long period of time without fraying. So if you are securing the edges of your fabric, then you go ahead and do that. If not, then let's proceed. So I'm going to fold the fabric into two just like that and stitch. So I'm going to go this way, stitch it all the way down. Then from the handle, I'm going to measure 1.5 inches upward. From the handle, this is where my handle stops, and I'm going to measure like 1.5 inches. So I'm going to stop stitching here. So I'm going to take my stitching from here to this side, then take it down, then stop between 1 to 1.5 inches. This is to enable it go through my head properly. So after stitching, this is what I have. So I'm going to start making my gathers from this end to this other end. After stitching or making the gathers, this is what I have. So mind you, I left 1.5 inches here. All right, so I did not gather up to that point. All right, so after the gathers, you secure your thread and cut out the excess excess fabric. All right, so that is it about making this turban base. So for the twist design, I have this cut out already. The length measures 36 inches and the width is between 3.5 to 4 inches. All right, so but you can alter both the length and the width, and I have that in 2 places. So I'm going to fold together this way with the right side facing each other. I'm going to stitch on the length, you get, so like that. And after stitching, I'm going to do the same to the other piece of the fabric, then after which I insert my wording. All right, this is it, and I'm done stitching it. So next I'm going to turn it inside out in order to reveal the right parts of this. All right, so I'm using safety pin. It enables me to turn it quickly. This is it. I'm done revealing the right side of it, and I did it for the 2 fabrics. So the next is to fix the fiber. All right, so this is my fiber, and I'm going to cut out like 2 pieces, like 2 strips of fiber from this. So you can get this fiber from anywhere they sell mattress or foam. All right, though I also sell it. If you want, you can chat me up in the number on the screen. All right, so after cutting it out, I'm going to squeeze the end part of one and use this pin to hold it, then insert it inside the fabric. All right, so this is it. I'm using the pin to push it inside. So I'm going to do that gently until I get to the end. So let me go off camera and continue. So this is basically how to do it. After inserting your fiber inside it, this is how it looks. This is it. I'm done inserting fiber inside it, and this is how it looks. So I'm going to take it like that, and I'm going to stitch these 2 together. You can do it with your sewing machine, or you tack it down with your needle and thread, just like that, just to hold it in place before you twist. So after stitching it, I'm going to cut out the excess thread. Now I'll start twisting it. At this point, you need someone to help you hold it while you twist. But in the absence of that, I'm going to teach you how you can twist it with your leg, just like that. This part I'm about to show you is very sensitive, so pay attention. Alright, so I'm going to use my leg to hold it down. Alright, so you see, I'm holding it down with my leg, so I'll start twisting right now. Alright, so I'm going to twist this way. Then as I'm twisting, I'm folding it this way so that it will be firm. Then I twist. Twist it individually. Okay? So I'm going to twist this one, twist this one, before twisting the 2 of them together. Alright? So I'll continue like that. Twist this, twist this, and the twisting should be in the same pattern, same direction. Then you twist again. I don't know if you can see what I'm trying to do. You twist this one individually before you now twist the 2 of them together. So let me go off camera and complete the rest. As you can see, it's very long. let me do it off camera, then I'll be right back. So I'm done twisting it, and this is what I have. All right, if you twist it individually before twisting the two stripes together, it will not lose. All right, so that is it. So I'm going to tack these two ends together in order to hold it firmly, and I'm doing that with my needle and thread. So this is it. I'm inside my needle and thread, and I'm trying to tack it down. So after that, just measure it to make sure that you are on the safe side, and you have up to 24 inches, at least 24 inches. All right, so at the end of the day, I have about 26 inches, and which is, you know, very okay. So I'm going to fold these two ends together and stitch. All right, so I'm going to stitch these two ends together, and we'll proceed. So I'm trying to, you know, stitch the two ends together, just like I told you. I brought it together, and I'm trying to secure. So after this, I'm going to still wrap this rough end. All right, so after that, I went ahead to cut out this fabric that I'll use to cover up this part. It measures 6 inches by 5 inches, but you can use 5 by 5 or 6 by 6, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to fold it this way. This place measures 6 inches, so I'm going to fold it this way and stitch. All right, so after stitching, I'm going to turn it inside out and get back to you. All right, I'm back, and this is it. I've sewn it and I've turned it inside out. So I'm going to use it to wrap up this sewn part. So you either stitch with your sewing machine, or you use your hand and just stitch. All right, so this is it. I'm done stitching it, and this is what I have. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out this excess here. So after that, I'll turn it inside so that this rough part won't, you know, show. So after turning it inside out, this is what I have. As you can see, it's very neat now, and this sewn part, I took it to the other end, all right, so that it will be inside. So now this is the gum I'm using. It's B6000, but you can just use needle and thread and tack maybe different places so that this this covered part will not be, you know, moving up and down. But in the absence of using needle and thread, you can use your gum and, you know, hold it together. So this is it. You can, you know, apply different places just randomly. All right, for the fabric flower, I've already cut out my circle using a circle object, and the diameter measures 6 inches. All right, so now the first thing I'm going to do now is to locate the right side of the fabric. So this is the right side of my fabric, and this is the wrong side of my fabric. So I'm going to fold it from the back, from the right side to the, you know, wrong side. This place is the right side. All right, so it's going to go like this, and this place is the wrong side, right side, wrong side. So I'm folding to the wrong side. All right, so I'm going to start stitching. Just fold like 1/4 inch inside, just like that. Then you make your running stitches. If you have a sewing machine, you can, you know, do the running stitches with your sewing machine. Then if not, then you use your hands to form the gathers. So I'll keep folding it until I get to the starting point. So as you are stitching, be extending the fold. All right, keep folding until you get to the end, because we're making a fabric flower and it's gradually forming. So once you get to the end, this is what you should have. So drag it to the center. This is the right side of the fabric. Just drag it very well in order to cover up this hole at the center. Then after dragging it, and make sure that this one doesn't cut your thread, because if it does, you are starting from the beginning. So I'm going to secure my thread and cut out the excess. All right, so after that, I'm going to embellish the center to cover up that hole at the center. That's just what I'm going to do next. All right, so after that, this is what we have, and I'm going to cover up this part with this trimming. Okay, I cut it out from this. All right, and I'm going to do that with the help of my candle wax gun. So I'm going to melt it and cover it up. So after this, I'm going to duplicate this, so it's going to be about 6 altogether. So I'm going to make 5 more, and I'll be right back. Here, so I'm going to attach it to my twisted design. So before that, I'm going to place it on my dummy head and locate where I want it to be. All right, so let's proceed. So this is how the base looks like, and I'm going to put so this part is going to be at the back. All right, so and you can choose to attach it to your base, or you make it removable. The choice is yours. You can choose to tack it down to your base anyhow you want to do it, but I won't be tacking mine. All right, so I wanted to start from here, so I'm going to gum it with my gum. So this is the gum I'm using. You can use this your candle wax gum. You can stitch with your needle and thread. So I'm going to apply gum generously on it, then attach it where I want it to start from. So I think it's okay from here. So just like that, then I continue. The second one is going to start from here, then the third one, the fourth one, and I put the fifth and the sixth one. All right, so it depends on how you want it. So let me go off camera and attach the designs, and I'll get back to you. You can make use of this gum, you can use needle and thread. That's just it about this training. All right, so this is how it looks. I'm done attaching the fabric flower, and I ended up using this candle wax gum. So I didn't use B6000 anymore because it wasn't gumming it very well. All right, so this is it about this training. All right.